Saturday. It's sunny. So if you're popping on, just take class or say hi. Leave it in the comments. You'll hear the very intense Fortnite game going on in the background in my house. To be 10 years old and playing Fortnite. There's all sorts of voices. They like to get on a group FaceTime call, and then there's just boy voices all in my house. Good morning, Kathleen. And then I hear, we have to be quiet because my mom is teaching yoga. We'll see how long that lasts, friends. Let's be real honest. I know a couple friends checked in online, so we'll give them a few minutes to show up, say hello. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Teresa. I'm here. Good morning, Trisha. Are you taking class or are you just popping in to say hi? It is a beautiful day. I'm gonna go for a walk later for sure. All right, let's get started. It's 9:31. Let's start lying down. Get settled on your mat, in your space, in your house. All right, let your body feel supported on the ground. Let your shoulders soften. Good morning, Sherry. You unhinge your jaw. Maybe you close your eyes. Yay, Trish, I'm glad you're joining for class. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Yeah, do that again. Take a full breath in. Really fill up, expand the belly, the rib cage, and then just really sigh it all out. Let it go. I posted a playlist on Facebook. If you want music, you can go ahead and start that. I miss having music. All right, and just settle in. Right, just come into this moment. All right, be here. And though we're not all in the same space, we are together in community in our own houses. Right, breathe into that, knowing that there are others breathing with you in this moment. Right, and begin to notice, right, if you drift into thought, begin to notice those thoughts. Right? Maybe you come come back to an anchor of breath or sound, the sounds in your house, the sounds in my house that come through, right? The birds. And maybe it's just sensation. Right? And just breathe in and breathe out. So yesterday we got this email from Carm Gamina, superintendent of Webster, and confirming that school was closed, blah, blah, blah. Start to deepen your breath. Bring some movement into your hands and feet. Right, and he closed it with this saying, and it says, your best is enough. Right? Own your own best. And I thought that was so freaking profound, right? Own your own best, right? So however you show up today, know that it's your best today, and that is enough. Right? Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. I know I really struggle with, is my best enough? Am I doing enough? Enough for my kid, enough for my family, enough for my students, enough, it's this constant tug, right? But I was like, yeah, own your best. Like, yeah, today's my best, and that's okay. You're gonna take your hands out side to side, right? And then you're gonna drop your knees over to the right. Hi, Liz. Right, and knowing that your best can ebb and flow throughout the course of the day, but this being mindful and constantly reminding yourself that, right, your best is enough. Showing up, you're showing up, right? Own that. Take a breath in, the knees come back to center. On the exhale, you're gonna drop them over to the left, keeping those arms out wide. Palms can be reaching up towards the ceiling, or they can be down on the ground. Take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to come back to center. You're going to keep your feet lifted. So your knees are going to be stacked over your hips. Your feet are going to flex towards the front of the room wherever you are. Keeping your arms wide. You're going to take a breath in and you're going to wrap the right arm underneath the left. So we're coming into eagle arms. So you can bring the palms together. If that doesn't work, you can bring your hands to your shoulders. Really broaden across the chest. Lift the heart. You're on your back and your forearms are lifting up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. You take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to hug the belly button into the spine. Press the low back into the mat. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to lift the shoulders up and you're going to contract in. Little crunch. Exhale. You release. Inhale, you contract. Exhale, you release, right? You see what we're doing here? Inhale, you contract. Little ego crunches, right? Bring the knees in, hug the belly button in. Keep pressing the forearms up towards the ceiling. Good morning, Julia. Right, you keep moving, keep crunching. And do you like how I drink coffee like at the right time so that you're either at plank or you're crunching, and it kind of creates this like pause. Take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to unwind your hands, let them go out to the side, rest on the ground, drop the knees towards the right. Right. And take a breath in, you come back to center, you restack. Good morning, Christy. This time you're going to take the left arm, you're going to cross it underneath the right, right? And maybe you notice here the palms touch. You breathe in, expand across the heart, press the forearms up towards the ceiling. You take a breath in, you lift the shoulders up, and then you contract in. Right? And you keep moving in that way. Inhale, you lift up, exhale, you contract. Your breath, your movement. Keep inhaling and exhaling, knowing that, right, you're doing your best. And maybe you're like, oh, I do not want to do abs. I hate it when we start abs first thing in the morning, right? You just keep moving. You just notice and you say, hey, I'm owning my own best and my best is enough. This is it. This is where I am. Be here. Take a breath in, breath out. Unwind the arms, let them go out side to side. Let the knees drop over to the left. Beautiful. Take a breath in, knees come back to center, rock front to back. And make your way to downward facing dog. And think about where I wanted to go next. Insider secret, I don't ever really plan. I just kind of whatever comes out of my mouth for the day. So here you are, you're in downward facing dog and you're here, right? And maybe this doesn't feel like your best downward facing dog, but this is where you are. Own this space, own this pose. Fingers are spread wide, palms are pressing into the mat. Roll the shoulders down your back. Maybe there's a slight bend in your knee. Your hip bones are reaching up towards the ceiling. Good morning, Kara. Right, the heels are sinking down towards the mat, right? And you breathe in and you breathe out. Beautiful. Take a breath in, glide forward to high plank, right? So here in high plank, your shoulders are stacked over your wrist. You're high on the balls of your feet. You're lifting your thigh bones up towards the ceiling. Belly button's hugging into the spine, right? You're here, you're strong, own it. No one ever says we're not enough, right? That's all in our head. Right? And we have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. 95% of them are repetitive and 80% are negative. So if you're telling yourself you're not enough, likely you're going to believe that. So here you are in plank. It's enough. Take a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Did you think I forgot about you in plank? I would never. Take a breath in, you glide forward to high plank. You know you can always drop your knees. You're still going to build strength that way. Take a breath in, exhale, downward facing dog.
I'm going to go outside.
Okay, baby. Take a breath in and a breath out. Your next inhale, you're going to glide forward to high plank. This time you're going to take a breath in, and on the exhale, you're going to drop the heels over to the right. So you're still in plank. Can you keep your weight in the middle? Like really press down into your hands. Your weight's distributed evenly between them. Take a breath in. You come back to center. Exhale, you drop the heels over to the left. You breathe. And you own this space. You hold this space for what you need. Take a breath in. You come back to center. You're in high plank. On the exhale, you lower down all the way down to the mat. Right, inhale, the heart lifts to cobra. So it's this lift up through the heart with the core. Hands are light. Exhale, you lower down. 2 more, please. Inhale, the heart lifts. Exhale, you lower. Last one. Inhale, the heart lifts to cobra. Exhale, you lower, and you make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in, you come up to the balls of your feet, and on the exhale, you drop the heels over to the right. You take a breath in, you come back to center. On the exhale, you drop those heels over to the left, still pressing down into the hands. Those shoulders are moving away from the back, from the ears. Take a breath in, you come back to center, stay high on the balls of your feet, and you glide forward to high plank. Move, heart lifts. Take a breath in, exhale, you lower down. Inhale, you lift to cobra. Exhale, you make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in, you look forward. You're going to walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Arms reach out behind you. Shoulders roll onto your back. Broaden across the chest, crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. The spine is long. Exhale, you fold. Beautiful. Inhale, you ground down. You rise to standing. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, the right hand comes down to your side. You're going to lean over to the right side. Maybe you look up at that left hand. Roll the left shoulder onto your back. Take a breath in, you come back to center, and on the exhale, you drop that left hand, stretch over to the left side. Take a breath in, you come back to center. Exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you plant your hands, you step back to plank, and you pause. You take a full breath in and plank, and on the exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right, so those series of movements is called the vinyasa. It's a way we get from place to place. You can choose to do those or not. But whatever you choose, know that it's enough and know that you're owning your best, right? This is what you need in this moment. Take a breath in. You look forward. You walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, you plant your hands, you step back to plank, and you move through vinyasa. You make your way back to downward facing dog. Right, and just like a yoga practice, you know, what we practice, the flows, the movement, the more we practice it, the more it gets stronger, the more our body knows it, right? Telling yourself that you're enough and owning your own best is a practice in and of itself. Take a breath in, look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. You keep moving and fold forward on the exhale. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you plant your hands, you step back to plank, and you pause. Here in plank, you take a breath in, and on the exhale, you drop your heels over to the right. And you take a breath in, you come back to center with the heels, and on the exhale, you drop them over to the left. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on a breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more, take a breath in, look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, that right hand drops to the side. Lean over to the left, stretch. Feel the stretch on the left side body. Take a breath in, you come back to center. Exhale, left hand drops. Stretch over to the left, roll the right shoulder onto the back, open up across the heart. Take a breath in, you come back to center. Exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, step back to plank. You take a full belly breath in and plank. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. When you get to downward facing dog, you take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to drop your knees to the edges of the mat. Come into child's pose. Sit the hips back towards the heels. Let the belly fall in between the thighs. Fingertips are reaching towards the front of the mat. And you pause here, right? So this place you can come back to at any point in the practice. Heck, you could stay here the whole time and you would still be practicing yoga, right? Because you would be noticing, you would be aware, you would be breathing in and out. And maybe you tell yourself here that you are enough. Your best is enough. Own where you are and own your best. Walk your fingertips forward. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. You're gonna take a breath in and a breath out. You're gonna lift the right leg to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, you're gonna place it forward in between the hands. So you come into a low lunge. So the right knee stacked over the right ankle. You're high on the ball of the left foot. All right, that left thigh bone's reaching up towards the ceiling. Your shoulders are moving away from your ears. Kind of the head's reaching towards the front of the room, and you breathe here. Here you are. You notice. Take a breath in. The left foot's going to step up to meet the right. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Right leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it back. Low lunge, so the left knee is stacked over the left ankle, right? And you breathe here. And you pay attention to how you're talking to yourself in this moment, right? Take a breath in. On the exhale, the right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you step back to plank. You pause here. You take a very full breath in, and on the exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra. And you make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in. That left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between the hands, low lunge. All right, so we've been here before. So you tune in, right? You notice how you feel. Maybe you can bend deeper into that left knee. Maybe you can come higher on the ball of the left foot. Maybe you need to drop the right knee to the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, the right foot steps up to meet the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it back. Low lunge. We're now on the right side. Again, you've been here before, so tune in. Let go of the notion that you're not doing enough. Right? And breathe into what you are doing, what you feel. The sensation, the openness. Take a breath in. Left foot steps up to meet the right. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, move through vinyasa. Make your way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in. That right leg lifts to the sky on an inhale. On the exhale, you place it forward in between your hands, low lunge. So your feet are in two separate lanes, that right knee stacked over the right ankle. You're gonna take a breath in. You're gonna rise up to high crescent lunge. Right, stay on the ball of that left foot. That left ankle or left heel likes to kick out. Can you hug everything into center? Let the shoulders soften. You're gonna take a breath in. The arms are gonna reach up overhead. The exhale, they're gonna come out wall to wall. You're gonna wrap the right arm underneath the left. Come into eagle arms. You're still bending into that right knee. You're still in crescent lunge. Reach the hands up towards the ceiling. Press the palms away from your face. Broaden across the shoulders. You got it. Take a breath in and a breath out. On the inhale, you lift up. On the exhale, the knees are going to come down towards the right thigh. You're going to hug everything in. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you come up, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you cartwheel the hands to the mat. You move through vinyasa. From downward facing dog, you take a breath in. That left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between the hands, low lunge. Arms are reaching up. You settle in. You bend into that left knee. You hug the belly button in. Take a breath in. Arms reach up on an inhale. Exhale, they come out wall to wall. Left arm goes underneath the right. Eagle arms. You take a breath in. You broaden. Pause here for an exhale. Inhale, the arms lift up. Exhale, you bring the elbows down to the thigh. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you contract in. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you cartwheel your hands to the mat, move through vinyasa. Beautiful. You take a breath in here and the right leg lifts to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, you step it in between your hands. You take a breath in, you come up to high crescent lunge, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, arms go wall to wall. Wrap the right arm underneath the left, come into eagle arms. You take a breath in, exhale, you contract in. Inhale, you lengthen, stretch up. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you lengthen. You're going to keep your arms in eagle arms. You're going to ground down into the right foot. You're going to straighten the right leg, lift the back leg. Warrior 3 with eagle arms. Right, so you're here in eagle arms. Keep pressing the hands towards the front of the room. Flex the left foot. Pull up through the right thigh bone. Heart reaching forward. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Unwind your hands. Bring them fingertips down to the mat. Standing splits. And take a breath in. Exhale. The left foot's going to step up to meet the right. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold forward. Move through vinyasa. So here we go on the other side. You take a breath in and that left leg lifts in the air. Exhale, you step it in between your hands, low lunge. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Exhale, arms go wall to wall. Inhale, the left arm reaches underneath the right, eagle arms. You take a breath in, you lengthen up. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you come up. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, you contract. You got it. Take a breath in. You come up. You're going to stay in eagle arms. You're going to straighten the left leg. Lift the right leg. Come into warrior 3 with eagle arms. So the fingertips are reaching forward. The crown of the head's reaching towards the front of the room. Pull in the belly button to the spine. It's going to give you stability. Press down into all 4 corners of that left foot. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Unwind your hands. Fingertips come to the ground. You're in a standing split. Right, the heart's reaching forward like you're at the edge of a diving board. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Right foot meets the left. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you fold forward. Move through vinyasa. All right, here we go. Right leg lifts on an inhale. You know where we're going. Exhale, you step it in between your hands, low lunge. You take a breath in, you come up to high crescent lunge. Exhale, arms go wall to wall. Take a breath in. Exhale, wrap the arms. Inhale, you reach towards the ceiling. 1 crunch this time. Exhale, elbow comes to the thigh. Inhale, you come back up. You're going to straighten the right leg, lift the back leg, warrior 3 with eagle arms. Keep reaching towards the front of the room with the fingertips. Stretch through the lifted foot. Beautiful. Take a breath in. This time, you're going to step back to a high crescent lunge. Keep the arms in eagle arms, right? So that left foot lands at the back of the mat. You got it. If you wobble, that's fine. Your best is enough. Own it. Own the wobble. Take a breath in. You're going to unwind the arms, open it up, warrior 2. So in warrior 2, the right knee stacked over the right ankle. You're bending into the right knee. Your side body's facing the left side of the mat. The arms are reaching out. You're looking out over the right fingertips. All right, Great, so keep bending into that right knee. The outside edge of that left foot is sealed against the mat. Soften your shoulders. Maybe you close your eyes. Right, and you notice. And you own this pose, right? This big, powerful, expansive pose. Breathe into it. Flip the front palm. Reach back, peaceful warrior. And cartwheel your hands to the mat. Move through vinyasa. Or you say, not doing that right now, and you make your way back to downward facing dog, right where we meet up. You take a breath in and a breath out. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between your hands, low lunge. You take a breath in, you come up to high crescent lunge. Exhale, arms go out wall to wall. Wrap the left arm underneath the right. One crunch, take a breath in. You lengthen the fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, you contract in. Inhale, you come back up. Straighten the left leg, lift the right leg, warrior three with eagle arms. You got it, you're doing great. If you haven't told yourself, maybe you should say, hey, I am killing it right. Take a breath in. You're going to keep the arms in eagle arms. Right toes are going to touch down at the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge. Take a breath in. Unwind the arms. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two, facing the right side of the room. So the left knee stacked over the left ankle. Right, so the left heel is lined up with the arch of the right foot. Keep bending into that left knee. And you pause here and you notice. Beautiful. Flip the front palm, stretch back, peaceful warrior. Cartwheel your hands to the mat and move through vinyasa. Here we are in downward facing dog. You take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to walk your hands back to your feet. You're at the back of the mat. You're going to take your feet wide. Come into ragdoll. So you're going to grab opposite elbows. Let the head and neck release. All right, you let go of any thought. You let go of those 80% of the thoughts that are negative. Let them go. Let them dump to the mat. Bring the left hand down to the mat. The right hand's gonna lift up, big bend into the left knee. Open up across the chest, across the heart. Roll that right shoulder onto the back. Take a breath in. The right hand comes down to the mat. You bend into the left knee. On the inhale, that left hand lifts. Open up on the exhale. Beautiful. You take a breath in and a breath out. That left hand comes down. You toe heel your feet back to hip distance. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. You walk your hands back out to plank and you pause. Right, and you pause here and you tell yourself that you're killing it here in plank, that you are enough, that this best. Own it. Own the space that you're in. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to drop the heels over to the right on the exhale. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale, you drop the heels over to the left. Inhale, you come back to center. You take a full breath in and a full breath out. You're still in plank. Your next exhale, you push back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in, right leg lifts to the sky on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward in between your hands, low lunge. Take a breath in, arms reach up overhead on the inhale. Exhale, you open it up, arms go wall to wall. Right arm wraps underneath the left, eagle arms. Right. Take a breath in, stay with me. On the exhale, you contract in, elbows to the thigh. Inhale, you come back up. Straighten the right leg, lift the left, warrior three with eagle arms. Take a breath in and a breath out. Left foot's gonna come down to meet the right. You're gonna bend the knees, sit the hips. You're in chair with eagle arms. Look at all the places we can go with eagle arms. So here, right, you're still lifting the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Feel this broaden across the back side of your body. Lift the heart. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You're going to ground down into the right foot. You're still in chair. You're going to lift the left foot to a hover. On an inhale, exhale, you're going to step it back. You're back in that low lunge with eagle arms. You take a breath in. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, you open it up, warrior two. Flip the front palm. You stretch back to peaceful warrior. Then on the exhale, you're going to come into side angle pose. So that right forearm is going to come down to the right thigh, or the hand can come down to the mat or a block or whatever you're using as props these days. Small children, small dogs, books, whatever. Right, but if you've got that forearm on the thigh, don't dump all your body weight in. Like, use your core, hold yourself up. That left arm is lifted up towards the ceiling, open up across the chest, head's reaching towards the front of the room. Beautiful. You take a breath in and a breath out. You re-bend. You keep that front knee bent. You come back up toward. Hands are going to come to the hips. You're going to turn your toes so that they're parallel to the left side of the room. Come into a forward fold. All right, so your hands can be in ragdoll. They can reach behind you for a shoulder stretch. Beautiful. Fingertips come down to the mat. You turn the right toes so that they're parallel to the front of the mat. Rebend that right knee. You're back in a low lunge. Left hand stays down. Right hand comes up. Low lunge twist. And keep lifting that left thigh bone up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Right hand comes down. You step back to plank and you pause here in plank. You own plank here. Whatever version you're in, know that it's enough. A strategically timed sip of coffee. You take a breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra. You make your way back to downward facing dog. You pause here. And the left leg's gonna lift on an inhale. Exhale, you're gonna step it forward in between your hands, low lunge. Inhale, you rise to high crescent lunge. Exhale, arms go out wall to wall. Wrap the left arm underneath the right, come into eagle arms. One crunch, take a breath in, you lengthen up. Exhale, you contract. Inhale, you lengthen. You're gonna straighten the left leg, come into warrior three. Right leg lifts behind you. Beautiful. You take a breath in. The exhale, the right foot meets the left at the top of the mat. You bend the knees. You sit the hips back, chair with eagle arms. You pause here. You're going to ground down into the left foot. Right foot is going to lift to a hover on an inhale. Exhale, you step it to the back of the mat. You're back in this low lunge. With eagle arms still, you're going to take a breath in. Arms are going to reach up overhead. Exhale, you open it up warrior two, facing the right side of the room. Right, so keep bending into that left knee, right? Your thigh gets tired, I get it. Right, but own where you are and tell yourself that it's enough. right? But sometimes we tell ourselves, I need to back off, but do you really? Only you know that. Right. Let's flip the front palm, stretch it back, peaceful warrior, side angle pose on the exhale. Left hand comes down to the mat, or the left forearm comes to the thigh. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You come back to warrior two. The left toes are going to turn so that they're parallel to the left side of the room. Take a halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold so you can walk your hands underneath your shoulders towards the back of the mat. You can come into ragdoll. You can do a shoulder stretch, right? Notice where you are and what you need here in this moment. Right, that's the work, is noticing what we need, honoring that, and then being okay with it. Fingertips come underneath the shoulders. You're going to turn the left toes so that they're facing the front of the mat. You're back in a low lunge. Right hand stays down, left hand comes up, low lunge twist. Beautiful. Take a breath in. Left hand comes down to the mat. You step back to plank and you pause here in plank. You take a full breath in. Exhale, you lower down. Heart lifts to cobra on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. You take a breath in. Uh-oh, Cindy, what happened? And a breath out. Look forward, walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, you rise to standing. Exhale, you bend the knees. You sit the hips back, chair. Oh, I froze. All right, we're at the top of the mat. We're in chair pose. So we're hanging out in chair. All right. So in chair, your arms are going to go wall to wall. You know where we're going, right? We've been building up to this moment, right? The suspense is killing me. You're going to wrap the right arm underneath the left. You're going to stay bent in the left knee. You're going to lift up the right leg and you're going to cross it over and come into eagle, right? So those right toes can wrap behind your left leg if that works, or the toes can come down to the mat. Right, so keep bending the knees, trust the back side of your body, lift the heart. All right, so there's this, an eagle, right? And this, I think this is what I love about this pose, is I can feel it across my shoulders, right? So as your fingertips are lifting up, you're pushing your arms away from your face to feel that stretch. Beautiful. Take a breath in. You're going to unwind the legs. Keep the arms, right? And you're going to come in into warrior three with those eagle arms, right? We've been there. So you're just going to uncross, straighten the left leg. Right leg lifts out behind you. Beautiful. You take a breath in. Exhale. The foot touches down at the back of the mat. Arms unwind. You reach up overhead. So here we are in high crescent lunge. That left knee stacked over the left ankle. Right, and maybe you feel like, wow, this feels really good. This feels simple. Right? And know that you're enough. That this is your best. Take a breath in, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Move through vinyasa. And we'll meet up in downward facing dog. You take a breath in. When you look forward, you walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, you fold, you bend the knees, you sit the hips. Here we are, chair. Hang out in chair for a few breaths. And then the arms go out wall to wall. Left arm wraps underneath the right. Ground down into that right foot. Lift the left foot and cross it over, eagle. Right, and know that whatever expression of this pose, like wherever your leg goes or doesn't go, it's fine. The point is that you're trying, right? And the practice of showing up, that which we practice becomes stronger. Take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to uncross the left leg, straighten the right leg, warrior 3 with eagle arms. You take a breath in, exhale, those left toes touch down at the back of the mat. Arms unwind, you're in high crescent lunge, right knee is stacked over the right ankle. Let the shoulders soften away from the ears. Beautiful, take a breath in, exhale, you cartwheel your hands to the mat. You move through vinyasa, where we meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you're gonna take a breath in and a breath out. Knees are gonna come down to the mat. You come into child's pose. You take a breath in, you walk the fingertips forward. You're gonna walk both hands off of the mat to the right. You're gonna press down into the hands, shift the left hip back towards the left heel. Feel the side stretch, breathe in. Fill up. Take a breath in, fingertips come back to center. Exhale, you're gonna walk the hands over to the left. Have them come off the mat. Press down into the fingers and you're gonna shift that right hip back towards the right heel. You breathe in and you notice. You check in with your mind, you check in with your body, sensation, breath, sound. Be here. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to walk your fingertips back to center. You're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips, come into downward facing dog. You're going to take a breath in. Right leg's going to lift on an inhale. Exhale, you're going to step it forward in between your hands. We're headed into pigeon. So if you want to take pigeon on your back, you can do that, or you can take traditional pigeon. Right, so you're going to walk that right foot over to the left side. You're going to drop the back knee. You're going to make sure that that left leg doesn't roll. You don't roll onto the left side. Can you keep it hugging into the center? You can stay up on your hands, or you can fold forward over that right leg. I like to flex the right foot. It kind of keeps me present. You breathe here, you breathe into the hip. Right, if you're sitting more, your hips are probably tight. Maybe mine are. Right? We carry the emotion in our hips. We breathe in here. Take 3 more full inhales and full exhales. And when you finish that third, you're going to make your way back to downward facing dog with the right leg lifted. So you're in a 3-legged down dog. You're going to bend the knee, stack the hips, and roll that hip open. Let the heel get heavy towards the left glute. Take a breath in. You're going to straighten that right leg. Right foot comes down to the mat. Take a breath in. Left leg lifts on an inhale. Exhale, you step it forward. Walk the left foot to the right side of the mat. Come into pigeon on this side. All right, so, discomfort in pigeon is okay. And I stayed away from this pose for a long time because of the discomfort, but pain is not okay. So if you have pain in the knee, then take this on your back. And you surrender here, surrender to the idea that your best is enough. Surrender to the idea that owning your own best is really, it's self-care, it's self-love. Take a breath in and a breath out. Take 3 more rounds of breath. And when you've rounded that third one, you will make your way to a 3-legged down dog. In your 3-legged down dog, you're going to bend the knees, stack the hips, roll that left hip open, let the left heel get heavy. All right, so you're still pressing down into your hands. You're strong. Take a breath in. You're going to straighten the left leg. Left toes come down to the mat. You're in downward facing dog. You take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to walk your feet through your hands, come down to your back, hug the knees into your chest. Rock side to side. I'm going to take a breath in. You're going to drop the knees over to the right. Arms go out wall to wall. Shoulders stay on the mat. Look out over the left shoulder. You take a breath in, you come back to center, knees drop over to the left. And take a breath in and a breath out. Your inhale, you come back to center. You're going to reach in between your thighs, grab the outside edges of your feet and come into happy baby. Hey, Tammy. So the soles of your feet are shining up towards the ceiling. Your knees are energetically pulling down toward your armpits. The spine is long on the mat. All right, you breathe into this pose, this space. And take a breath in and a breath out. You're going to release the grip on your feet. Right knee stays hugged in. Left leg goes out long. Cross the left knee over the body for a spinal twist. And take a breath in. That right knee comes back to center. Right leg goes out long. Left knee comes in. Cross the left knee over the body. Take a breath in. You come back to center. Both legs go straight up in the air. Hands by your side. You can place them underneath your low back. You soak up this final inversion. You can point your feet, flex your feet. Right, soaking up these final moments, right, of the practice. Right, we practice these things on our mat so that when we go out into the wild, right, they're a little bit easier to deal with, right? Take a breath in. On the exhale, the right foot comes to the mat. Then the left foot comes down. Heels go to the high corners of the mat. Let your feet split open. Arms by your side. Right, back where we started. Let your back side of your body get heavy. Take a breath in and a breath out. Right, surrender. Surrender to the idea that your best in this moment is more than enough. Surrender to the idea that the only thing that matters is owning your own best, right? Showing up for yourself. Like owning that is ultimate self-care. And this final pose, soak that in. Hey, Trish. There's no more work to do. Let your mind and body rest. And really breathe into the idea that however you show up, that's enough. Shavasana. Start to bring your awareness back into your breath. Some movement into your fingers and your toes. Take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And take a breath in and a breath out. So hear that your best is enough. Thank your body for showing up, for doing the work. Together, take a full breath in and a long breath out. The light and truth in me sees and honors that in each of you. Thank you for showing up, for being part of this community. I hope you have a beautiful day. Together we say namaste. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.